Hey everyone, happy Thursday. We hope that you're having a great day and that you've accomplished so much today. We are in the office doing some work on some upcoming events. And so I wanted to just hop on here real quick, take a quick break before we shut it down for the day and talk about a few things that's going on with us, some changes that we're making, as well as give some tips. I mean, because it's always awesome to share great information. So I just want to get started. I know we're waiting for people to hop on, but we hope that you'll watch the replay as well and share this or share the video. It's been an awesome week here in the office. It's always great when you're planning events for awesome people, and we're just so excited to just be doing that for our clients. So tonight, real quick, I want to talk about why is it so important for you to host live events. Let me say this, of course, this is LaCroix Events. I am Martisha LaCroix, the Senior Go Live Specialist here at LaCroix Events. And we help entrepreneurs and professionals create amazing live events on their budget. So wherever you're starting at or where you're beginning to have events, we're here to assist you that you can maximize your budget for greater profit. And so we don't want people to think that all events are $100,000 budgets, but you're able to start where you are. We're able to work with you where you are. And so I want to talk about why is it so important for you to host live events, not just for me as an event planner, but just what live events do, not just for you, but for the people who attend. I think that live events are great. I know people are like, well, Tish, that's a lot of work. And I understand that. But the value that you gain, the value that comes out of them is just so much greater than all your blood, sweat, and tears. When you sit back and you actually see your event come forward, when you see it actually go out and happen, you're like, it was worth every step that you took. And so I'm going to do 5. I'm looking at my trusty paper that I typed up. I'm going to do... I'm going to do 5 tips, and then I'm going to give you some statistics, if that's okay. So we're going to start with the first thing, and I'll call it empowerment, because events empower people. It gives you a greater authority. That's what empowerment means. That's one of my mentors always says, find the definitions of the words, right? So empowerment means to give power or authority to authorize, especially by legal or official means, to enable or permit. So you empower people when they come to your event to do what they're supposed to do. Whatever that is you're empowering people about, whether it's their health, whether it's their wealth, what is that going and doing, what they're called to do, their perspective, whatever, if that's their marriage, if that's youth or young people, that's what events do. Events empower people to do the very thing that they've come to do. Whether it's a women's conference and we're like, as a woman, I can do great things. I'm a lioness. Hear me roar. That's what your event does for them. It empowers them to do and run out or run on and do the very thing they've been called to do. And so you want them to be empowered. I believe that if I'm empowered and I empower somebody else, I've now made them great. And now they're going to make somebody else great, and they're going to empower somebody else. And that's what live events do. It's something when people come together and they're able to say they're feeding off each other's energy that makes them say, hey, look, if Susie can do it, and if anybody is named Susie, hey, but if Susie can do it, I can do it. And that's what empowerment and live events do, is that when coming together, we're able to do greater things. And they're reminded what that greater thing is. And that's even a better thing for us, that we're reminded what that greatness inside of us is, or what this greatness is. So when people leave, they're like, yes, I'm ready to do what I've been called to do. I'm ready to do what I'm supposed to do. So understand, your events empower people, okay? Number 2, they encourage people. So here's the thing. I know you as the host, you're on stage and you're selling your products and you're just excited because you have so many great things that people can use to do what they need to do, right? But at the same time, it is the very people that come to the events that encourage them as well, right? So here's the thing. I went to a conference and I met a woman who was dealing with the same thing I was dealing with, as far as someone who has PTSD. And if you've never encountered someone who has it, it's really something that you have to be very strong in dealing with. And so she was empowered by me. She'd been married almost 30 years, and I was telling her, some tools and tips, and we're just someone who was sitting at my table at a conference, just having a conversation. And she was she was encouraged to continue on when it came to this in her life. And so understand that you have an event bringing those people together who were really only, came because they're connected to you. You've now connected them to other people, and they're now encouraged. They're now empowered to do what they need to do. They're encouraged to, again, run on. They're encouraged in their abilities. They're encouraged in their mind. They're encouraged in their conversation. Whatever that is, they're now encouraged because they came to your event. And again, it doesn't have to be 5,000 people. The intimacy of small events, and I'll talk about that on another video, but intimacy is just so vital sometimes when it comes to groups. So don't knock it, as I say it like that. Also, encouragement brings praise, support. It boosts people's enthusiasm. They get lifted up. They get encouraged. There's even endorsement in that. They say, listen, I went to a LaCroix event, and I'm going to tell you that it changed my life. And I'm going to say this too. There are times, and I'm going to be really transparent, there have been times we've hosted events, and I'll be, a week before, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work, right? Tears in my eyes. This is real stuff that's happened. And the day will come, we close out the event, and someone will say, Tish, you did it again. Tish, my life has changed. Tish, I can run on. Tish, you know what? I'll never be the same. And that, for me, is more powerful than anything else, because then all the hard work my team put together, all the hard work my team did, all the late nights we were up packing bags and making sure stuff is straight, was not for naught, because someone was empowered, someone was encouraged. So always keep that in the forefront of your mind when you're doing this. I'm a hand talker, so y'all excuse me if y'all see my hands moving. I'm a hand talker. Okay. So we've been empowered, we've been encouraged. Like I said, they're encouraged by you on stage, but they're encouraged by the people who are also around them, and they get connected to. Here's the thing about new environments, okay? This is why I love events, why I love going to events, for me. And I know this happens to people all the time. When I go to an event planner conference, oh my gosh, my husband says, this is how he knows that I found a creative idea, right? Because it just stirs up my creativity. I'll text him a picture, and he'd be like, found another idea. I was like, yes, did you see this? Or I'll video him, or I'll, FaceTime him, or hang out with him or something. And I'm encouraged. Like, I'll write down a new idea because something, woke something up on the inside of me about a new idea. And so understand that people's creative juices start flowing. I get creative with conversations with my mom all the time. She'll tell me something, an idea, and then I'll turn around and tell her something else. And this is kind of just took it to a whole nother level. We're working on a project. So I just know that people's creative juices start flowing. So it's so vitally important that having events, hosting events, these things allow people to grow and get empowered and get encouraged. So number 3, I'm going to go on because I can talk. Number 3 is education. And so I'm a different type of learner. One of the things I want to put this tip in here when it comes to people going to events, remember that everybody does not learn the same. So you want to make sure that somewhere, I know everybody doesn't teach the same, but you need to open your mind to make sure when we're teaching people, or when we're coaching people, or when we're just on the stage talking, that we're connecting with the different styles of learners. Okay, I know I'm a kinetic learner, meaning I need to hear it, right? But I also am a hands-on learner. So it just kind of depends on how people learn. So just kind of interact with your people. I always say you want to have a balance of all 3 of some type. There are events that we've done where we kind of had our speakers, that was one of our criteria, where we said, listen, the client wants these type of things, and they had to produce that. And we're not taking away from their creativity. We're not taking away from what they do, but we're saying, hey, look, incorporate these things in your style, because everybody learns different. So it's vitally important. I always tell people to make sure you kind of think about that when you're doing events, okay? But anyway, education, knowledge and learning. People want to develop. I'm a stickler for just telling you. I know people are like, no, give them a little bit. And I try my best to hold back, but I get excited about teaching. I get excited about people learning new things. And so I think sometimes we go around a tree and we don't really pick no apples. So I'm really not a fan of that. I'm like, pick the apples. Just pick them, right? But I think people want tips. They want tangible tools they can use in the world. Tangible tools that I can use in my business. Tangible tools I can use in my marriage. Tangible tools I can use with my children. Tangibles my kids can use. Make sure people are walking with tangible tools. People are coming from education. I'm looking around in my office for a notebook. It's probably not in here. Let me see. It's not over there. But I have a notebook. I have like several notebooks, if you ask the people around here, where I'm constantly taking notes. If I'm on a seminar, a webinar, I'm taking notes. I have a separate notebook for when I'm trading, I'm taking notes. I have a separate notebook when I'm brainstorming events, I'm taking notes. When I'm at a conference, I'm taking notes. And they're all in certain books. I have church notes. I have different notes from meetings, because in my mind, that's where my creative juices flow. And I believe I'm a writer by nature. I write. I'm going to show you some in my office. You see this scrap piece of paper? See this stuff? I'm a doodler. I'm a scribbler. That's just what I do, because that triggers things in my brain for me to put pen to paper. I actually memorize things better when there's pen and pad. If I type on the computer, not going to retain it. Now, if I write it and then type it, I'll retain it. And so education is so vitally important. Make the investment as to what you're teaching your people. They may get a journal. They may get a planner. They may get some type of, it doesn't have to be printed. You know, we're going to digitize things all the time. And so make sure your education is on point. People are coming for that. They want to learn something. They want to walk and say, hey, look, A, B, and C, this is what I can do to make it happen. And so make sure, you know, you have education. That's why you should have events. Teaching people, showing them what to do, because they need direction, right? So we've empowered them, we've encouraged them, we've given them education. Number 4 thing we're going to do is we're going to have engagement. Networking is so vitally important. To this day, I don't care how many times people tell me you're on social media. I love social media. I think it's cool. Now, I'm not as great as my children are, and I call them out, all my teens, all my young people that I'm connected to. They get on me about what I need to do. But I'm going to tell you this right here. There's nothing better than having a conversation with somebody. There's nothing better than relationships. Deals are being won because of relationships. People are writing checks because of relationships. And so I often believe, I still believe this to this day, they said it's still the best form of marketing, that when you have restaurants, word of mouth makes or breaks the restaurant business. That is just the truth of what it is. And so understand that your word, people connecting at your events, the network engagement, the business that they make, hey, look, they're not just connecting with you. They're connecting with the person who can do their website. They're connecting with the person who can do their business cards. They're connecting with the person who can update their book. They're connected with so many different people. They're connecting with the next person that can speak at their event. That's what they're connecting to at your event. And you can say, hey, look, I put y'all together. I'm just saying, right? I'm going to give you a prime example about how word of mouth and network engagement works. I have a client who hosts what is called a women's getaway. It's signaturely called a Pamper Me every year. We do a big one every other year. We just now started to do just the big one. And so a couple years ago, we did a Pamper Me to Florida. Okay, we were so excited. We planned it out, got the packages out, and people didn't sign up, right? And I had like 6 women who signed up. So she goes, Tish, you know what? We're going to cancel it. We're going to wait till next year. We're going to refund their money. I know there's a lot going on. So I got it. I said, okay, cool, fine. So I went to the women who signed up, and they were like, no, we want to go. So I drove 6 women to Florida, okay? And we had a blast. Oh my gosh, life-changing. Had a great time with them. We hung out, I mean, all day. Like, you thought we was out all night. We were just hanging out. And we had a great time. So here's what happened. We come back, real stuff, come back to South Carolina. I dropped them off, and at the time I was living in North Carolina, came back for a meeting, and 2 years straight, when I tell you 2 years straight, they talked about this trip, what we did, how we did it, when we did it, all this, right? And so in 2 years, we were going to do it again, the same, going back to Florida and everything, right? So I went from 6 women to a full-fledged charter bus, just because those 6 women talked so much about the trip, okay? So people coming on events, coming to your event, not only do they connect with each other, but they grow your event. People want to say, hey, look, I got to be at the next one. Hey, look, I want to bring my sister to the next one. I want to bring my brother to whatever that is. So understand that you having engagement makes them engaged. Okay, cool. All right. Last thing, number 5. We did empowerment, we did encouragement, we did education, we did engagement. Last one, events. You're like, Tish, it is an event. So why are you saying it makes events? But it does. So let me tell you what it does. An event is defined, right? I love definitions. It's something that occurs in a certain place during a particular interval of time. Okay. So here's what your event does for other events, right? Number 1, this is my sub point of that. Okay. You can then sell, pitch, fill your other events. So for example, we do a marriage conference that one of our clients hosts. We plan for them. And so now based off of that, we're going to launch a new product just off of that. Okay. And so what that does is now while pitching it at, they've given us permission to pitch it at their event, we'll be able to now fill the next event. Okay. Even if I say, look, at a discounted rate, you can come, right? In addition to, we host the same marriage conference with the same client every year. So now what will happen is this year we'll pitch 2018's conference, where it will be, what will happen, all the great things, and they can pre-register at a discounted rate, or we get some type of freebies or whatever. And then guess what? We're already filling seats. And so as you build up, even if you do a one-day seminar and say, look, we're building up to a retreat, every time you host, you're giving a discount, you're giving an interval there, and now it builds more events. So events begot, for lack of a better word, events, right? Also, too, family engagement is on the uprising. And so here's one thing, I'm going to say what my family does, and I've seen families do it all the time. You're getting these awesome rates. Your event planner has negotiated great deals for hotel rates and maybe tickets in the city. So I'm going to use the city of Orlando, which is one of my fave cities to be in. So here you are at your event, and we'll say, look, we have to take a family vacation anyway, and I'm gonna be in conference, and my husband and our children are going to be hanging out. So why they can't just go hang out and enjoy the city while I work? And so now I'm bringing the family. They already have the room rate knocked down. They're not paying $300-400 a night for them to be there. They're paying whatever your group rate is, $100 or $125, whatever that is. They're getting breakfast. And look, you've negotiated discounted, your plan, of course, has negotiated discounted tickets to different parks. And so now what has not just been a conference for you, you've now created a family environment where now the family goes and enjoys the city, and they're not paying extra costs to then take another family vacation. They've tacked on what our industry calls shoulder dates and state additional dates. And so now what your one event has done for one person has now created a family event for their family to come and enjoy the very city they may not get to. I always say my family loves the fact that we've gone to cities that they be like, on a regular day, unless I had to work there, we probably have never seen. And so I enjoy that component of bringing them while I work. They're hanging out, toasting to the good life, having, at the pool, ordering room service, and they're enjoying these cities that we may not even thought about going to. So understand that events beget events. You can introduce them, make it a family environment, and of course, make it to where you can get discounted tickets and race in those cities, or activities, tours that city may offer. So that's awesome. Awesome, good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for saying that's a good nugget. Also, it's a great way for you to connect with other speakers and get speaking engagements, as well as people getting you to come speak at their events. I think it's so ultimately wonderful that when you have events, people actually get speakers to come to their events because you had a speaker on your platform, or they met somebody in the office and now, in the audience, and now they're having events too. This is like the coolest thing. So I want to give you those 5 nuggets. I also want to give you a couple of tips about our industry real quick to kind of put you in perspective of where you can, why is it beneficial to have events, okay? One of the things I want to tell you is that the hotel market, if you notice, they're building more hotels. So it's really, really good. I want to say this, that there's more hotels being built, so now we're in surplus. And what does that mean? It means you're going to get a better deal. You're going to get a better rate. Matter of fact, I'm going to let the people who are going to be, I'm going to talk about a group that we just opened up here on Facebook, and on a little tip, and put that tip over there. So you have to be a part of the group to get this tip. I just got an email from one of my connections, and so I'm gonna put that tip over there. But I just want to say, so we can as event planners can negotiate those deals for you, and we're in a position where you get more bang for your buck, depending on the time of the year. Remember, and I'm gonna talk about that on another video. But time of the year, time of the week, city location makes a difference. Trying to go on the beach in the summertime, gonna pay beach rates. And I try to get people to understand that concept. But I mean, hey, you can make it a family vacation style event. So I want to let you know that, again, the hotel market is really good right now. Also, too, there is $127.1 billion. Yes, I said $1 billion in the spent in the events industry in 2016. How does that look for you? Okay, so 127 billion is including the photographers, the musicians, the AV people, the people that build the stages, the food and beverage, the hotel, the event planners, the floral, the rental companies. $127.1 billion spent. That's in cities who get turned revenue when people are bringing big events to their city. That's bringing revenue to the city. That's restaurants making more money. So a lot of factors go into that number. But you think about your event being hosted, what piece of that pie goes to you? And so understand think about it, I'm bringing money to the city, right? And people may think it may not be 127 billion, but I'm bringing a couple of hundreds of thousands to the city because people are spending money, whether that's shopping, whether that's eating out, whatever that is, they're bringing money to the city. So think about that. You get a piece of that pie when you host events, right? Also, you create $1.1 million. This is $1 million, 1.1 million jobs. I'm sorry. And this was in 2016. That's 1.1 million people employed because we had events. You put people to work. You know, my new thing is, and this is a side note, when we pay our bills now, I always say that I'm moving money because when I pay my bill, they'll help somebody else pay their bills. So I got to make sure that my bills are paid so somebody else can eat. So I look at that, I'm moving money every day. And so it's a perspective I had to understand. I was like, oh, I'm just paying bills. No, I'm helping somebody else create wealth. So I have to look at that perspective, right? And so the same thing applies that every time you have events, that's 1.1 million people you contribute to being employed because staff is needed for your event. Okay? I'm excited today. It's a good day here at LaCroix Events. So what's coming up for us right now? I want to plug this in and then I'm going to get off. So I'm going to post on this particular video a link to our new group. It's called the Go Livers group. So here's how it's like. It's going to look like Go Leavers, but I had to make it look crazy. So you feel like it's Go Livers, right? Go Livers. That's what I was like. No, doesn't work. So the group is for people who say, look, I'm interested in hosting an event. Don't really know how it works. I want to host an event or I've hosted an event. We specialize in the 200 attendee or less, which is we consider small markets, which is still cool. Smaller meetings is still good. But you want to hop on over there. You want to join the group. I'm going to put some nuggets in there. Every week I'm going to do a live video talking about something great about going live with your events, answering questions every week. So that's over there. It's already set up. Again, I'll put the link in here. You can join. Again, it's for any entrepreneur, any professional. Anybody says, look, I want to host an event, don't know how to get started, already hosted events before, want to do them again, want to do them better this time. I don't want people to ever believe. I know I heard somebody say, your event only had 25 people. That's not a lot of people. And I'm like, 25 people and you turn $10,000 off them 25 people. That's a success. If you met the budget, that's a success. If you profited, that's a successful event. It's not the number of people in the seats, it's the quality of people in the seats who want to buy your products, who want to come to your events and spend that kind of money, who want to connect with you that you can monetize and you can grow your event from there. That at the end of the day is all about results. So I'm all about those type of results, okay? So you want to do that. Again, I'm going to put this here. It's not a place where you promote your event or promote yourself. We're going to have times where you can introduce yourself and all that's over in that group. So I definitely will post a link to that. We got a lot of events coming up that we'll be attending. We'll be in Jacksonville, Florida at the end of July for our marriage conference. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. The theme this year is naked and not ashamed. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. We got so many. Oh, just excited. I don't want to talk about it because I'm so excited. But I know those people who are coming, they're like waiting in expectation of what we're going to pull off in Jacksonville this year. So we'll be there at the end of the month. We'll be at a youth retreat in August. Oh my gosh. I'm ready to be with my young people. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to be with them. So I'm so excited about that. At the top of August, we'll be hosting a Quench the Marriage Thirst conference. Well, it's really going to be not a conference. It's going to be like a little retreat thing. This is for marriage conference and marriage host. So if you go to a church, you know a minister, you know a coach, you know a therapist who focuses on marriages and wants to know how to host their own retreat, their own marriage conference. This is an event for them. It will be October 19th through the 22nd. I think those are the dates. It's going to be very limited, but I'm so excited because I'm going to be teaching on how to host your own marriage conference and retreat. And I'm going to tell you right now, we will not be in the conference room the entire time. Me and my team have some awesome things planned, and we're excited. So if you know somebody who they want to host marriage conference and host a marriage retreat, plug them in, tell them to join the Go Live group, because over there I'll be doing some special rates, some special things for that event. Again, your pastors, your leaders, therapists, coaches, all those people who say, look, if we want to host, or they have hosted and want to do them better, we're going to talk about it. It's going to be exciting. We haven't locked down the first location. We're actually going to do a couple of different locations next year, but I want to say my team has locked in on Myrtle Beach, but that is subject to change. But if you're interested, let us know. You can inbox us. We'll talk about that. We're going to do I'm looking at my sheet because I see I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything, because I'm going to shut this down. Doing 30 minutes. I promised, I committed that I'm going to stick on my time. 2018, we're going to do a Go Livers Takeover Tour. We're going to teach on site how to host, talk about hosting your own live event, the things that you can do to make it happen, whether it's a day, 3 days, 2 days, whatever that is. And we're going to do it in 4 cities. Our goal is 4 cities. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, because I'm not going to just have them in cities where just to have them in a city. I want to make sure you see the city, because you don't want people just cooped up in a meeting space. You want them. Listen, let me tell you something real quick. I told somebody this the other day. Nobody wants to go to Miami to be in a meeting space. Okay? Nobody does that. Nobody. Now, I'm going to go to the meeting. I'm going to do right. But people want to see Miami. They want to see the beach. They want to go shop. They want to hang out. So you want to have that time built in that people can enjoy a city. Especially people to a city they've never gone before. So, we're going to have it in different cities. So for those that look, I want to host an event. I want to be connected. I want to connect with you. We're going to have that come out in 2018. So we're preparing now, because I want to get your appetite ready for that. So all the information will be in the Go Livers group. And then in November, dun, 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 a little rock, right? November 3rd through the 5th, I'm going to host, because next year we're bringing back our signature Get Connected networking event. So that will kick off next July. That's our normal month to do it. I'm so excited about that. But to kind of prepare for that, we're going to do a Go Live retreat. And this retreat is open to anyone who is an entrepreneur or professional and is ready to write their vision for 2018. And we're not just doing, I was like, are you going to do a vision for it? No. We're going to take it to the next level. You're going to leave with, and I'm like, yes, you're going to do it right, with tangible steps. I'm talking about real tools that you can actually accomplish those goals. Not just you wrote them on the board and you looked at them, but I'm talking about actual steps. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is how I do what I need to do. All that's going to be there. You're going to connect with others. I'm only doing 10 women. 10 women. That's it. And so you're going to connect with other women. So we're going to have a networking session. It's going to be really awesome. I'm going to have some other speakers coming who are going to some drop-ins. People ring the door and they just drop in. I'm going to have some drop-ins come in and just hang out with us. It's going to start Friday evening and it's going to end. We're just going to be checking out Sunday morning. It's not going to be anything happening that Sunday morning, because I know all y'all want to go to church. And the phone rings while I'm on Facebook Live. Okay. So we're going to, because it's going to say something. So we're going to have that going on. The cost is $297. So I'm going to tell you right now, It will open up July 1st, November 3rd through the 5th. Your accommodations is included. Your what did I say? It's 2-night accommodations that's included. Your meals are included. So you have dinner Friday night, you have breakfast Saturday, lunch Saturday, dinner Saturday, and then you have, of course, have a pack and go breakfast on Sunday, so we can get up out of there. We're gonna get connected. It's gonna be awesome. I was on the phone. I got like less than time to go. I was on a phone with a friend of mine telling her about it. She's like, you know, you only got 10 spaces, so I'm gonna need to know that my space is secure. This is going to be an awesome kickoff to tlacroix.com that I'm so excited about. And so I hope you guys can come. The information will go up. This video is up for you. Thank you all for hearing me talk. You know, I can talk. People who really know me know I'm a talker. So I hope you got some great nuggets. I hope you get connected. I'm going to put the link to the group. Also, we have another group that's up. I'm not going to talk about it here, called our Legacy Leavers. I'm so excited about that. So I'll put that link here too and get more information about that and what we do with that. But I thank you all for joining me for this Facebook Live. I hope you have a great weekend. We might come on here again and just talk for a few minutes, chat it up. As you know, this is going into events time. But I thank you all for coming and joining me on this Facebook Live. And I hope you have an awesome Thursday, a great rest of your week, and we will talk later.